It's NAB 2023. We're in the Central Hall. We're on the Marquis stand. I'm joined by Paul Glasgow. Hi, Paul. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you, Simon.
So, what are we talking to people about this year at NAB?
Well, the really exciting announcement for us is integration with the Sony C3 portal to Avid workflows. And we've done this around a major US client, which is Sinclair Broadcast, where we've deployed this workflow in 6 of their stations. And so it's highly automating the workflow. It enables 5G news acquisition in the field, and it tightly couples it back into the news production environment.
Right.
Initially via low-res proxies. It'll take only a few minutes to get back, but the key thing is you can start editing with multiple teams straight away. So you could service multiple markets within minutes of the production being shot.
Cool.
And then the efficiency is gained by a partial request going back to the portal or the camera or the card, which enables us to have hyper efficient file transfers. So for example, news, you may have 10:1 shooting ratio, but in other applications such as long form unscripted documentaries, they may have a 200:1 shooting ratio, in which case we're realizing something like 99.9% reduction in higher res data transfer.
Cool. So who's going to be looking at this? What sort of people will be using it?
Yeah, well, it's across the spectrum really, because in this case it's very iNews bound with news workflows. It equally applies to production with Avid Production Management, and also interestingly Avid EOD. So it's not just limited to news, it will work in all sorts of different areas.
Cool. And obviously we'll see Avid and Sony on there. Let's talk about partnerships then, who you partner with.
Yeah, and it's been really, really important because in this case we've been working closely with Sinclair, but they needed the partners to work together to overcome some fairly fundamental technology and engineering issues, which we were able to do.
Yeah, cool. And is this all available now?
Yeah, this is running in 6 Sinclair stations, and it's available, and we're very pleased to deploy it.
Cool. So is there anything else we need to know about this amazing product?
Yeah, I think one thing that is really important, which I show here, is the metadata stream. So from the point of production planning, it is continuously unbroken.
Wow.
And it means the rights information, the talent information, the production information is continuous through the whole process. And it's really important for libraries to know the rights information and the genealogy without necessarily having to rely on freelancers in the field.
Yeah. I think a question I always like to ask is, you know, and you've somewhat covered this, but what problem is this actually solving?
Well, there's 2 things. One is to reduce the cost of field acquisition. We do that using things like 5G networks. And the other fundamental thing is to have a continuous stream of metadata.
Which you don't have at the moment.
Which we don't have at the moment. And, you know, accelerating production and reducing the cost. It's the same old, you know, classic stories really.
Yeah. Where can people find out more information, Paul?
Well, marquisbroadcast.com, as always.
Well, we're here in the Central Hall. They can come and have a chat.
Yeah, please do.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
People. Thank you. Do check out the website or come by Central Hall, right at the top of Central Hall at NAB, and have a chat to Paul and the team. For everything else we're doing at the show, check out kitplus.com.